Everyone talks about success. Everyone talks about money, fame, and growth. But there is something even more valuable that most people forget. Peace of mind. Think about it. You may earn money, but if you can't sleep peacefully at night, are you really rich? You may have thousands of followers, but if your mind is restless, do you really feel happy? The truth is, in this modern world, peace has become the rarest treasure. Most of us wake up with our phones in hand. Before our eyes are even fully open, we are already scrolling through news, emails, and social media. Our minds are filled with noise even before the day begins. And then the whole day becomes a race, studies, work, responsibilities, competition, and constant comparison. By night, our body is exhausted, but the mind is still running, still thinking, still restless. Have you ever asked yourself, when will I truly feel peace? When will my heart feel light even for a moment? Let me tell you a story of a young man who asked the same question. His name was Arjun, a 24-year-old dreamer from a small town. He was hardworking, ambitious, and full of energy. But he had one problem. His mind never rested. Every morning, he woke up with a heavy to-do list in his head. While brushing his teeth, he thought about deadlines. While eating, he thought about exams. While walking, he thought about his future. Even when he sat with his family, he was not really present. His mind was always racing somewhere else. He was busy from the outside, but even busier from the inside. One evening, after a long day of work and stress, Arjun sat alone on his bed. His head was hurting, his heart was restless, and he whispered to himself, "Is this what life is about? Running every day, but never feeling at peace." That night, he couldn't sleep. He decided he needed answers. He remembered hearing about an old wise man who lived in the outskirts of his town. People said that no matter what was happening, this man was always calm, always smiling, always peaceful. Arjun thought maybe he knows the secret I am missing. The next morning, Arjun went to visit him. The wise man was sitting under a big bonin tree, quietly sipping tea. His face had wrinkles, but his eyes were calm like still water. Arjun rushed to him and said, "Sir, please tell me, how can I find peace? The world is so busy. My mind is so noisy. I work hard, but I never feel calm inside. What should I do?" The old man listened patiently. Then he smiled and said, "Come with me." He led Arjun to a river nearby. The water was rushing loudly, crashing against rocks, making a strong noise. The wise man picked up a small cup and handed it to Arjun. "Fill this cup with water and walk to the other side without spilling a drop." Arjun was confused, but agreed. He bent down, filled the cup, and started walking. But as he moved, his eyes kept going to the rushing river, and the sound distracted him. His hands shook and water spilled. He tried again, but the more he focused on the river, the more restless he became. Finally, the wise man chuckled and said, "Now one last time, but this time do not look at the river. Do not listen to the noise. Keep your eyes only on the cup." Arjun obeyed. He kept his eyes fixed on the cup, ignoring the rushing sound around him. Step by step, slowly, carefully, he reached the other side without spilling even a single drop. The wise man looked at him and said, "This is the secret. The world will always be busy and noisy like this river. You cannot stop it. But if you keep your eyes on your cup, your inner peace, you can carry it safely through life." Arjun frowned and asked, "But sir, in real life, how do I keep my eyes on the cup? I can't just close my ears to the world." The wise man nodded and said, "Peace is not about running away from the world. Peace is about focusing on what matters and letting go of what doesn't. Your phone, your deadlines, your competition. These are like the river's noise. They will never stop. But if you always run behind them, your cup will keep spilling. To protect your peace, you must learn to control your focus." Arjun was silent, listening carefully. The wise man then shared 3 lessons. Begin with stillness. When you wake up, do not run to your phone. Sit quietly for 5 minutes. Breathe deeply. Let your first thoughts be your own, not the world's. One task at a time. When you eat, just eat. When you study, just study. When you talk, just talk. The mind becomes restless because it tries to be everywhere at once. Give it one job and it will be calm. Gratitude before sleep. At night, Write down 3 things you are thankful for. Gratitude is like medicine for the restless heart. It reminds you of what you already have instead of what you lack. Arjun followed the advice. The first morning it was hard. His hand automatically reached for his phone, but slowly he learned to sit in silence. When studying, he resisted the urge to check messages. When eating, he put his phone aside and enjoyed every bite. At night he wrote about his small blessings, his parents' smiles, his health, his dreams. Days passed, and for the first time in years, Arjun felt something different. He felt peace. His life was still busy. The world was still noisy. But inside he was calm. He carried his cup of peace safely no matter how loud the river was. And so remember this, the world will never slow down for you. It will always demand more. Shout louder and run faster. But peace is not outside. It is inside. You cannot control how busy the world is, but you can control how calm your heart is. The real success is not only to achieve great things, but to achieve them with a peaceful mind. Moral of the story is peace is not found by escaping life. Peace is found by focusing within even in the middle of life's noise.